Hello, everybody, and welcome to TableTakes. It is wait, what month are we in? We're in March. We are in March. Wow. I hope you guys are recovering well and doing things. Since it's the start of the month, Javion, do you have any news that we have today about new beginnings at this new start of the new week of the month?
Yeah, you may have heard, I just started a new job. I'm working some reception at a barbershop. It's pretty
Ooh.
cool. It's nothing like super exciting like doing table takes, but it does give me sort of the space to do things that I love like this. So I'm happy moving forward in my life.
Gotta take those steps forward. And then you're probably going to start a quartet while you're in the barbershop, correct?
Sure. Yeah, that's definitely what happens at barbershops.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happens.
Mhm.
I would know. As
Yeah.
being a female of myself, I know what goes on in a barbershop.
Yeah. It's definitely a gentleman's barbershop. Like literally in the title, it's like gentleman's barbershop. So sorry, I don't think they would even know what to do with your hair.
So okay. Well, speaking of gentlemen, Peter, what have you been up to lately?
Well, I've been having a lot of fun working on GenCon TV, getting this platform, getting new programming, doing all the stuff. And Actoroki is the other major project that I do, which is streaming. There'll probably be more announcements about Actoroki sometime soon. But anyway, this week is what I call Editing Hell Week because it's the week where I edit together the movie, the RPG that we streamed 2 weeks ago. And so it's it's very, very busy. So that's what I'm doing. Plus, we turned in taxis a couple nights ago, a whole board game that Dee and I really love.
Ooh, I think we support couples that game together. You know that?
We do a lot of that. Most of our games don't last on our shelf if they don't support 2 players. And 98% of our games are 2-player games. 2 or more.
Very, very cool. Very cool. I have to still keep expanding my game collection. I actually have to get more. I need to start looking like Javion. That's what I need to start looking. I need to have a nice collection. Get all that nice stuff. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys saw in chat, but Noir, how was your experience you were having the other day that you really want to tell us about?
So I saw Batman last night. The latest showing, because I was gonna go to the bar and hang out for a bit, was a 4DX showing. I thought that was just like some kind of IMAX or something. So I was like, sure, whatever. I'll pay the extra money. What turns out what 4DX is it's you pay extra and you get beat up by Batman for 3 hours. So the chair's rumbling. I'm in Gotham, so rain is falling on us all the time. It's like an interactive 4D experience where the chair represents what's happening on the screen, and there are flashing lights every time guns go off. So mind you, I did not know this is what I was getting myself into. So the very first punch that happens in the movie, which is a very sudden and shocking one, it taught me that I made a mistake.
How would you rate the movie?
Great movie. Great movie. It literally got to the point where I was just like, please don't punch anybody else, Batman. And he's like,
I just kind of want to experience it just to say that I experienced it now. You're selling me on that 4D, but I don't know.
It's $25 a ticket to get beat up by Batman. Anybody wants to know what it costs to get jumped by Batman?
Don't shame people, Noir. Don't shame people. In any case, on that
Banzai,
note,
what have you been up to?
Oh yeah, no, I'll go ahead and tell you. I have been very, very busy setting up stuff with Care, which is an organization that helps get relief to people in need. For this one, Thursday, March 10th, little self-promotion here. I'm going to be doing a charity stream with the Care, or with Care. They're going to be providing food, water, and medical supplies to people who are still in Ukraine. I don't know if you've been perusing the news or anything of that fact. There's stuff going on, you know. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the people that are living in Ukraine that have not been able to get out of their circumstances for one thing or another really need to have supplies given to them. So, you know, during this like war they're experiencing, there's no point about it. So yeah, I'm going to be going ahead and exposing myself to the one chip challenge and the one gummy bear challenge, so we can go ahead and give people who need it. I'm gonna do it. It's for a good cause though. It's gonna be a good cause. It's not gonna be that bad. I had, right? Which one? Oh,
what's the one chip challenge?
Oh, the one chip challenge is a chip that's supposed to like be the hottest chip in the world. So you're supposed to eat it and then just experience like a lovely, lovely time.
I want to see this so bad.
Is this legal?
Yeah, it's legal. TV shows. Yeah. So if you ever had like, I've had what is it? The second hottest pepper in the world. It's ghost pepper before.
Oh,
it's
really?
kind of like eating mace in your mouth and then dealing with it. Added bonus, I am super lactose intolerant, so I have no milk to relieve me after this. So hey, if we hit a charity goal, that's what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be great.
Almond milk is the best to help with the heat. I know one of my channel reward things is that my viewers can make me eat the bomb hot sauce. It's awful. Be careful.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay. I've done this before. It can't be worse than the gummy bear challenge, which I thought was a big lie that Amazon was gonna tell you, but it's not. Do not do the gummy bear challenge. It is terrible and it will ruin your weekend.
What
that
is
is
it?
all I'm gonna say. Sugar-free gummy bears.
So it's just a big gummy bear. You have to eat the whole thing. Oh, you just made
don't laugh at me like that. It's okay. Well, in any case, while Noir is breathing, let's go ahead and while we have these good spirits and good times rolling and keep smiling, you know what? There are people that are bringing smiles to an unfortunate events that are happening in the United States themselves. Peter, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so, but I have to set it up, which, you know, content warning, this is kind of a sad situation here. As you probably know, on February 22nd, I'm going to read this and make sure I got it exactly right. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issued a legal directive on February 22nd, ordering the state's Department of Family and Protective Services to investigate cases of gender-affirming care, primarily puberty blockers and hormone treatment to Texan youths, describing it as abusive gender transitioning procedures. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton declared the treatments, which he wrongly identified as sex change procedures, as child abuse under Texas law in a February 21st letter. Clearly, we don't approve. And neither do a bunch of tabletop game creators. So a bunch of TTRPG creators have launched a campaign on itch.io, or as some would say, itch.io, and are raising money. They've coordinated with each other and with other RPG donators to put together a bundle of RPGs, like, like what, 500 RPGs? Some crazy number of RPGs, including some big ones like Aegon and a couple others anyway, and it's raised over $100,000. They're at $119,000. This whole bundle of RPGs you can buy for $5. So that is creators putting their support towards this, and you know, I think we all owe a thank you to Rue and Jess and Mo at Utopia TV for organizing this bundle. Thank you very much, and I am off to buy. I'm going to buy it right now.
Right.
I am, and I'm add extra money. I mean, this is crazy. $5. No, I'm going to, you know, let's add a zero to that. I mean, this is crazy. So, yeah, do it. This is amazing. I can't even scroll through the whole list of games that are on.
One of them's called Noirlandia. Noir. Did you know that there's an RPG based on
All right,
You?
$75. I'm going to $75.
Hey, nice.
What else can we find?
Let me
All right,
take a
that's
selfie.
good.
Looks
I
funny.
had to give them the rights, but it's cool. I like
Yeah,
the game
yeah.
they put out.
Good contribution, Noir. Way to go.
Good job, Noir.
All
No,
right.
but there's so many games. Like if you haven't clicked on the link, click on the link right now. Not only is it for a good cause, and not only is it for a good cause helping the trans folk in Texas, to protect especially the youth who are the most vulnerable during this transitioning period that they're going through. But it shows that it's, times are changing, and people who play in like world, like extra different types of world, understand like, hey, the social construct of what a gender is something that can be defined and changed at any point. And so that's what we need to mark down. And yeah, there is a ton of games. I am rolling my wheel. Like I'm gone on 10 wheel scrolls right now just to see all the games that you get in this bundle. So I would say go ahead, go get it.
There we did it. Yeah, I just did it. I almost said my credit card out loud, but I caught myself.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Gotta not get doxxed. Don't get doxxed, friends. But yeah, no, it's just like I like that we're coming together to like world build a better world for us. What do you think, Noir? Do you think like world building is like something that we need to do in these times?
Absolutely. In fact, I think that if you needed some help considering how to do some world building, well, I got just a news story for you. You see, Cobalt Press is releasing Kobold Guide to World Building Volume 2. The Kobold Guide to World Building Volume 2 features 15 stars of tabletop role-playing games and fantasy fiction, such as Gail Simone, Keith Baker, Veronica Roth, Ken Liu, Kate Elliott, Mike Shea, Tobias S. Buckle, Shanna Germain, Cassandra Kaw, Gabe Hicks, the Dungeon Dudes, Monty Martin, and Kelly McLaughlin, and more. Whether you're world building because you want to write the next Game of Thrones with a better ending than the TV show, intend to build a rich, vibrant world to enthrall the players of an upcoming TTRPG campaign, or you're just curious to find how all these creators did it, the Cobalt Guide to World Building Volume 2 puts a team of master world architects on your side. So it features some practical essays and roadmaps for the intrepid world builder to follow. This anthology is going to show you how to create a pantheon of gods, incorporate technology into your fantastical environments, build great settings that look beyond our own history and cultural expectations, design a world in just 30 minutes, and leave space when building a world so that characters can help to bring it alive. Because there's nothing worse than sitting at the table with somebody who should have wrote a novel. So this I think is going to be a very helpful guide for new and veteran GMs alike, because you can always stand to learn something, especially from a team of artists and writers as talented as the ones list there. So I'm truly excited. I missed out on Volume 1, so I'm going to pick that up too, because I mean, why wouldn't you? But
I highly recommend it.
Oh,
Look at that. Now we need to get a zoom in on Javion. What is that you're holding? Can you tell us a little bit?
It's Volume 1 of the Kobold Guide to World Building.
Hey.
Yeah. As a veteran GM myself, I always need help GMing. So yeah, I'll take whatever tools I can get. And this guide itself has already so much content in it. A second volume to go on top of it. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I know that I'm truly excited to take a look, especially when they were talking about the essays that they've got going. But I want to know what the rest of you think.
Oh, for me, I'm just gonna say that I understand that. I will admit I'm a trash GM. I will admit that fact. I am sorry, but hey, at least this provides a lot of guidelines. And honestly, I've joined a lot of people who play this game and system, and I really enjoy the worlds that they create with that. Me myself, I'm sorry, I need to work on it, but maybe that's the reason why I should study these books more. That's what I need to do. I need to get these books to do that.
Well, I think world building is so special. I mean, it's role playing, creating your own world. When I remember the first time I played D&D. I mean, I almost immediately went into creating my own world, and I actually never played a lot of like the really famous modules that were important to the development of D&D back in the day, because I was just doing my own thing. So, it is a special thing. It is the art of Dungeons and Dragons and all role-playing games. And so any book will help you get there and help you give you some more tools for doing that, then that's fantastic.
I know that part of creating amazing worlds in your game is creating some interesting lands. So Peter, you know of any interesting lands that we might want to consider?
Yeah, speaking of which, I just give out a short shout out to Ed Greenwood writing Forgotten Realms again. If you don't know, Ed Greenwood was the guy who created Forgotten Realms way back in the day. And his writing always has a little something special when he dips his toe into the realms. So he has teamed up with, Alex Kammer and Alan Patrick, and they've come out with a book called Thay, Land of the Red Wizards. And this was always a place in the realm where you're always kind of nervous about, because, it's the land of wizards. And so it's badass. Well, finally, now we get to learn all sorts of secrets about Thay and all those red wizards, and what happened to the blue wizards and the yellow wizards and the orange wizards. Nope, it's all about the red wizards here. Okay, I was goofing off a little bit there. Somebody save me. Somebody cut me off right here.
Well, I think it's because if I remember this correctly, these are like a collection of just like straight up like evil wizards, and I think that they're making this more towards like how 5th edition now is like, hey, your race doesn't define whether or not you're evil. Now, these are just people who choose on a culture, like basically who's just like, you know what, I examined my beliefs and I want to go down the path of evil, no matter what. So I can, like that's it's good to examine your beliefs and then go through it and be like, all right, I choose chaos.
I think it's intended to be villainous. Yeah. Yeah.
We've done the market research and we've chosen violence.
Oh no, yeah. So those are exciting. It will be to see what new things they have in store, like maybe new magic stuff, because they're all wizards that are gathering there. Pretty sure that they could come up with new.
Yeah, I mean, the blurb talks about the sinister land and marching undead armies and magic and liches running wild. All that stuff.
Yeah. No.
Speaking of magic, there's another headline specifically about magic. Magic the Gathering. Maybe you've heard of it. It's a card game.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's super fun. There's lots of cards for it, and there are some new cards coming soon.
How many cards?
Kidding.
Don't mind me. Don't listen to me.
At least 100, probably more actually.
More than 10?
Definitely more than 100. I think. Yeah, for sure. So if you're excited like I am about new Magic the Gathering cards, then listen to this headline. Streets of New Capenna is the newest set of Magic the Gathering cards that's coming out real soon. And I think this might be the set for Noir. Because it's a Noir themed standard set. And I know how much you love
It's about time they made a set about me.
So popular, Noir.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So yeah, Streets of New Capenna. Let's get right into the release dates. April 22nd is the start of the pre-release week. And then, of course, April 29th is the official set's release. Typically, alongside release dates, you'll get the launch party. So that'll be the weekend of April 29th. Then we've also got On the same weekend, the Commander launch party, and of course, FNM, Friday Night Magic, at your local game stores. And then stay tuned for Commander Nights, which will be May 2nd through September 1st. So plenty of time to get in on some Commander for the new set, as well as starting in July 9th all the way through July 17th, we've got the Streets of New Capenna Game Day, which is going to be a store championship that you can find more information about if you just contact your local game store. Yeah, follow the link in chat if you want to see some of the art, some of the spoilers for the new cards that are going to be coming out. Noir themed, very mysterious, very.
I'm not seeing enough of my face in these cards. What's
You gotta write a good letter to be like, dear Wizards of the Coast, please.
Somebody point me to the coast these wizards are on. I've got complaints.
No, that's very exciting. So all these release dates are, of course, for the year 2022. So hey, let's look forward to that. Speaking of new things to look forward to, last week we went on a little bit of a World of Darkness intro. More of those details actually have come out on the Explore Taberoo partnership. So like I was saying last week, World of Darkness is teaming up with Taberoo to do this new gaming experience, what they're going to call phygital, because it's physical and digital at the same time. Like I was saying, it's interactive. You can get dice that are like basically can register what you roll on the computer. When you move your characters physically on your board, it also moves them digitally on a separate board that everyone, of course, shares. So everyone can monitor where things go. Well, they kind of like we didn't really get that many details. We were actually able to find a video of an interview process of them explaining what it is. So for those unfamiliar with Explore, they make an augmented smart tabletop programming called Taberoo, where they track things in place. But the partnership in specific that they're with Paradox to produce a World of Darkness game called Vampire the Masquerade, Milan Uprising. The details, as said, it's supposed to be, hold on, I have a bad time pronouncing this word, cooperative. I think I said that right. Yeah.
Perfect.
Cooperative. Thank you. Miniature game with strong narratives and RPG elements. But of course, there's personal goals and hidden information. So a lot of times people are like, I don't know if this is going to be an RPG game. I don't know if this is going to be like what kind of game it is. It is announced. It is a board game with RPG elements. They also dropped in some more tidbits with that. So if you're a World of Darkness fan, they gave some other hints of 2 other games that they're going to be playing with Explore as well. They're doing another game based off of Werewolf, the Apocalypse system. Whereas Milan Uprising is more cloak and dagger. The Werewolf game would be more action oriented. They're also planning to do a third World of Darkness that aims to balance between the two. I don't know what they mean, but an example might be another of those favorites of the World of Darkness is maybe Mage the Ascension. Anyone have any ideas of World of Darkness? What do you think they're going to come out with as the third installment?
So we've got Mage, we've got Werewolf, we've got Vampire.
Right.
What about Changeling?
Yeah. Wraith, Changeling.
Well, that's the same. They're kind of hinting the third game as maybe being Mage, maybe being Changeling. They said that they are doing a third game, but it's not for sure Mage.
I hope it's Mage. Mage is pretty awesome. I haven't had the chance to play personally. Somebody put me in the game, but I've watched it a few times, and it's really, really tight. I love everything about this, but the word phygital literally upsets me to my core.
You don't want to get phygital.
Don't do it.
I thought it was going to be like fidget spinners online or something. I don't know why. That's what I thought of when I heard
it. Though, you know?
I know somebody sitting in the office like phygital. I did it. And I'm proud of that person, but also I want to fight them.
Well, there's the other route they could take if it's digital physical, which I don't know, it sounds like lewd to me. What, digital? Does that sound better to you?
There's somebody from that team who's having a big deja vu about the marketing meeting where they talked about this very thing.
Like, I didn't think it was possible, but you just made me even more mad.
This is good marketing. It's good press. We're all talking about World of Darkness.
We're all talking about phygital. I mean, it's working.
It's working. They got their buzzword.
Thanks to you, Noir. You wouldn't have hated it so much and drug us into this.
What evil have I wrought? I've become the thing I hate the most.
Yes, you have.
Well, am I too phygital?
No. Okay, you're good.
So I'm going to add, I think I may have said this last week at the risk of being redundant. I think this is amazing. I am very intrigued with the idea of how we can take technology and bring it into the tabletop space where we're all still sitting around a table. Well, wait, we're all playing on Zoom now. But like theoretically, when we're all sitting around a table facing toward each other with this shared space between us, I think that is what's special. And if we can have some electronics that make that experience, like take some of the record keeping out of it, some of the tracking, and make it so we can just focus more on role playing, yet still have some interesting simulation and stuff happening. I think that's the next big. It's one of the next big trends in hobby games. That's what I predict.
Yeah,
that's
going out there.
I'm one team augmented reality myself versus that, but I just want Jumanji to be something that's real, you know, with the magnets and everything, so I don't have to track it. Come on, Jumanji. Get it. In any case, about like games that kind of take you into the experience like Jumanji. Javion, do you know any like game creators that like really want to pull you in and have a physical connection with their games?
You ever heard of Jeeyon Shim?
Oh no, tell me about them.
Yes.
Winner of the Diana Jones Emerging Designer Award for 2021. Jeeyon Shim is making a new game, or is rather crowdfunding a new game, an RPG called The Snow Queen. It is all about chess. It is a 2-player RPG where you and your co-player embody the village girl and the Snow Queen. So it's a fantasy tale RPG wherein you create a 3-act story, and at the end, you have an anthology of fiction, art, and poetry that you make yourself, and it's all based on the story that you're telling together over this chess game that you're playing. The idea is that you and your opponent, when you're not really opponents, are playing this sort of co-op RPG, but you're also playing chess against each other. And the rules of chess still apply, but Jeeyon Shim has been very clear that this is not a game for people who are good at chess. In fact, the better you are at chess, the more difficult the game might end up being for you, because while you're sort of strategizing, trying to get checkmate and all of that, all of the storytelling gets done every time you take a piece. So you're just trying to take as many pieces as possible so you can tell as much of the story as you want to, getting the village girl her due justice, or seeking vengeance for the Snow Queen, or whatever it ends up being. Jeeyon Shim is self-publishing the Snow Queen on her own website. She was one of the many game designers who left Kickstarter once it was sort of more public knowledge that Kickstarter was sort of embracing blockchain technology. And now you can find on her website, she's got a whole like beautifully designed sort of showcase for all of her RPGs, but in specific crowdfunding from her own website. That's really cool. It's a huge departure from sort of relying on a big company to take some of the heavy lifting for you, and it's been really successful so far. From the article that Dicebreaker is doing, they do a whole interview with her, and you can see all of like the different like emotions that she's gone through and the different like obstacles that she's overcome in creating this sort of new format to sell her own game. It's really, really cool. I've already backed it, and I got the PDF version on its way. I'm super excited because I love chess.
Ooh, it does look like a really, judging from what I can see, it looks like such gorgeous work. And they have a like any game that they produce is just very beautiful. I remember even like last year, Emma was like she brought over her version of like I believe the Campfire game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she was just sharing her experiences about the Campfire game that was made by Jeeyon Shim, and how it like really you kind of just like it felt like a personal journal and helped you grow a little bit in life. And so that's what gets me really excited that this like the way they design their games is something that should be something that leaves like a momentum to you.
Yeah.
And I like those kind of games designs.
Well, she, you know, Jeeyon's quite an adventurer. The first time I met her was at a convention, and she was in like some loungy area, and she was holding court. I mean, there was like a dozen people around her, and she was telling stories of adventures in Alaska, hunting and fishing and camping and weird insects, and just like literally for like 2 hours, we all just sat there stunned listening to her talk about her life. She's quite a gal.
Aesthetic of this is just gorgeous. I have nothing to add other than oh my god, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
y'all click
chess
on
is
the
a beautiful
links.
game.
Just click on it so you could be like, oh my god, the aesthetics, I love it. That's what we're geeking out about. Speaking of which, I think you know what, I feel like us here at GenCon TV probably need to get more creative with things, right? Peter, you think that maybe if we just add a little splash of like creativity, paints and stuff, that could be worked into
we have a good board gaming show, we got a talk show. If only we had like an RPG. Oh wait, we do have an RPG show. In fact, it premieres tonight here on GenCon TV, right here. Don't change that dial. Coming up at 5:00 Pacific time, we will have Sarah's Table. And,
Yay!
Woo! And this is Sarah, as in Sarah Moore, who's a dear friend of us here at wherever it is I'm at here in Seattle. Good friend of Actoroki and Chaldea, and now GenCon TV. Sarah's take on role playing is she promotes what she calls joyful gaming, and I've never seen a DM who's so focused around just making sure everybody's having fun. And so she's running a game. The game that she's running tonight will be, it's called I'm a Lover, Not a Fighter. If I remember right, your stats in this game are you have a lover stat and a fighter stat. I think that's it. I think you just have those two stats. There's a lot of romance complications that might lead to duels and stuff like that. And I know that Patrick Keefe, that great gentleman, is playing, and Lanta is playing, and Yang Yang is playing. So stick around, 5:00. She will be, Sarah's Table will be a weekly show. She will focus mainly on indie RPGs and a lot more sort of lighthearted and comedy, not too much of a downer. No, she's not a killer DM. Like, yeah, if I start DMing, then you got to worry about that. But right now,
but I mean, as a former, current player in one of Sarah's campaigns, she will put the fear of the gods in you if she wants to, and character death is a real thing. Yeah. It's a real thing.
It's true. It's true. But she does it with a smile and a laugh and calls it joyful.
Joyful. Yes.
Also, we have another new show coming to GenCon TV next week on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yes, 5 p.m. Pacific. We have Cathy Wappel will be doing our first miniatures painting show on GenCon TV, and it's called Catheee Paints. And look for more announcements about that. She is an incredible painter. That's why we recruited her. And of course, and she has yeah, so she'll be painting. She'll be talking about her process, like how she does painting, and she'll take questions from chat. So, our hope is that GenCon TV with new programs will start to, the types of things you would see if you were at GenCon in Indianapolis will be mirrored to some extent here in virtual land called GenCon TV.
Very, very nice. Well, that's very exciting. I don't know why, but this jingle caught in my head. It's definitely a song. I was like, Cathee's Paints. It's all about Cathee's Paints. When I learn to paint like that. There you go. Free for you. Just more. I don't know why that
came. But Cathee's Paint.
I can't wait. I can't wait to tell her that. Hey, Marcus, let's see. What are our rights on Banzai's likeness? Like, can we just take that clip and just use it in advertising for other shows? Yeah, I think we can do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe we can.
Right.
I'm not sure. But if we did, we would come back and ask you. But that sounds fabulous. I think
there was already a talk about all the jingles that I've made on TableTakes so far. Put in you for a low cost of $9.99.99. And then we'll throw some Noir stuff because Noir has a set of pipes too.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I could neither confirm nor deny this is true. What else we got going on?
I don't know. I feel like, you know what? I feel like we need to have a boss move coming in here. What do you think, Javion? We got to enter the boss room with Javion coming in and telling you boss the rules.
Like a boss.
That's right. The bundle boss is here. Everybody start working, or whatever bosses say. I'm the bundle boss this week, and we got a bundle for you. The Bundle of Holding. For those of you that don't know, Bundle of Holding is a website that offers deals on RPGs in an attempt to donate to charities that truly could use lots of help. And this week, the charity being benefited is Direct Relief. It is an organization, nonprofit, dedicated to making sure we get medical supplies and equipment to medical staff all around the world, not just in the United States and Canada. It's a lot of COVID relief as well. So we are all super excited for this bundle. It is the Ulysses Spiel and Bundle of Holding joining forces for the first time in history for the Torg Eternity Cosmos Bundle. Torg Eternity is an RPG about a cinematic cross-genre tabletop playing game. So with this bundle, you get the starter collection, has a value of $112 of content that you get all 3 full-length source books for The Living Land, The Nile Empire, and Ale. I believe that's called Ale, like Isle, but A. So Ale, and you also get long campaign scenarios for each setting. For only $25, you get 6 ebooks to keep any group busy for months. If you also bump up to $40, you'll level up and you'll get the entire bonus collection that contains a whopping 15 more supplements worth an additional $112. So Ulysses Spiel has published an identical slate of source material for each Cosm, a Delphi missions scenario collection, a GM screen and archetypes booklet, a GM pack with various play aids, and 2 full color map packs. I don't know how you could hear all of that and not rush over to bundleofholding.com to pick up your copies of digital content because, oh boy, Torg Eternity. I mean, just from the name alone, you can already tell it's going to be an exciting adventure across the seas, across the lands, in Egypt and in fantasy and medieval times. And man, it just looks really cool. I think you guys should definitely check it out.
I love Torg.
Have you played it? What do you think of it?
Ulysses Field invited me to one of their cons, and I got to play Torg, and it's really just a wild, mind-bending, genre-bending type of RPG. It's essentially, you can play any fantastical aspect you want. So you've got like modern characters with fantasy characters, with alien characters, with like scientists, robots, and like Godzilla type monsters. It's really just bonkers. Anything that you can imagine, they probably have a rule set for it. It's just a fun time to play.
That's so cool. And you're supporting a charity. You're supporting pandemic relief. You guys,
pandemic relief.
Please go check it out. Please go and consider donating. Get yourself some cool RPGs, but also stay home, stay safe, and fight the pandemic with RPGs.
Indeed. But for those, hey, if you are actually doing the good thing during this pandemic, such as like, getting updated shots, wearing your mask, guess what? The conventions are open to you. And there are conventions that are going on this year, either digitally or physically. But they are, of course, open for those who are being safe about this pandemic, wearing their mask, getting their vaccinations, and doing what they can. And also maybe of limited space in some areas. But I think this is time. We have been to plenty of conventions. I feel like some of us probably have basically got all the achievements as they could, speed run as many games and conventions as they could. But I kind of like, let's just go and talk about some of the things that are, of course, coming in. If you don't mind, can I start with recommendations of conventions that are coming on this year? If y'all don't mind.
Woo!
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's do it. All right. So I don't know if you ever heard of this convention called GenCon. Might have heard of it. It's it's like it's like the largest board gaming convention in the world. Nothing to brag about, but no, if you ever been, I also am pretty sure that there are a lot of people in chat right now that may have already bought their badges and hotel rooms to this event. It is happening August 4th through the 7th in Indianapolis. Oh my gosh, my words. Oh no. Can somebody please say it?
Indianapolis.
Indiana. I don't know why my brain is farting on how to pronounce that right now. But yeah, hey, fun thing. Oh wait, this is the Gen Con thing. That's why we're all talking about it. And then of course Peter knows a little bit more about it. If you guys want, we have some links to the page. But also, as somebody who's personally gone to this event before, let me tell you how nice it is, especially in that Indiana weather, during August, to have everything be connected into one aircon hallway. Okay. Because it's and I've been to a lot of gaming conventions before, and some of them, I'm not gonna lie, kind of don't have good air circulation in there. That's the nice way I'm going to put it. This one, 1010, has good air circulation in there. So I will give you credit for that. And you can find everything you need. There's maps, and there's just so much to look at Gen Con. And I wonder if Peter, do you have any like words to say about this?
Yeah. Well, first of all, yes, I highly recommend Gen Con. Yes, it's an excellent show. Certainly wonderful. You'll have a great time. It's it was started way back in the day by Gary Gygax before him and Dave Arneson invented Dungeons and Dragons. Gen Con goes way back. It goes way back. It was a wargaming convention in the beginning. And every new thing that's happened in tabletop games since 1967 has happened at Gen Con. Whether it was when role-playing games came out or when card games came, Magic the Gathering came out, it's been at the middle, in the center of tabletop gaming history. So we're very proud of it. And but there is an issue that's keeping me up at night about this year's Gen Con, and that is like, where we're going to have the Gen Con TV party. I mean, we got to have a Gen Con TV party at Gen Con this year, right? I'm thinking I don't know, maybe in my suite. I don't know. Let's do we gotta do a GenCon TV party. That's all I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
that'd be awesome. We
Yeah.
got to do a big LARP.
I was about to start shooting off restaurants and bars.
We could do a LARP at a restaurant. We could do a LARP at a bar.
Let's
We could do a bar LARP.
LARP.
A
A
bar.
bar LARP. Bar
I
LARP.
knew
blarp.
somebody was gonna say blarp.
But also we need to plan on wearing all the GenCon rompers. Just saying.
Yes.
Still requesting GenCon rompers. Would totally rock that.
I'm just saying, we all knew that we were talking about conventions today, and I'm the only one wearing a GenCon shirt. I feel like I got extra credit today.
Yeah. Good job, Noir.
All
You
right,
get
all
a
right.
gold star.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it, you're right. I decided to go 90s crop top. Darn it. I shouldn't have let my belly button stay exposed.
Oh, this is totally a crop top underneath that. Nothing but belly.
No, don't take your shirt off now. It's just
No, but that Gen Con shirt from last year is so good. I love the gelatinous cube. I'm still upset the year before, or not the 2 years before, in 2019. I didn't get the gelatinous cube at Gen Con. I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to get it. I need to run around. I have to go and do stuff. And I did it and I regretted it. I wanted that gelatinous cube stuff. But besides that, there's just a lot of things to look forward to, especially, hey, if you can't make it to Gen Con, guess what? There is let's say the second biggest board gaming convention, because of course Gen Con's the number one biggest convention. There is Eschenspiel in Essen, Germany, also known as the international Spieltag or Spiel in Germany, where it is a 4-day event, October 6th through the 9th. 3 days after Oktoberfest, if you want to combo that and have an ultimate board game party going on there. Germany is going ahead and having it. It's a great way for all of our people, all of our European-centric viewers who can't, of course, make it to Gen Con because of it being in the United States, and you still want to go to somewhere fairly close in your general hemisphere. But yeah, go ahead and look it up, Eschenspiel, for those. You can actually get a lot of really cool games. Do keep in mind though that majority of the language will be German there. So no? Oh no.
You will have no problems if you only speak English.
Okay.
No problems. It's at Eschenspiel. It's a very international show.
Oh, it's very international. All right. Yeah.
One
of these days, I hope to go to those events, especially because October is my birth month.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I highly recommend that one too.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Germany. I've heard only good things, especially from Emma about Eschen, and I love it too much to pass it up.
I want to go to Oktoberfest and Essen.
Yeah.
As I say, you got a 3 break.
If you do the combo, I do recommend that whatever the other half of your combo is, be in a city other than Essen in Germany. It's not the prettiest city. There's
Peter, is that from experience? I would say, did you Oktoberfest your way into Spiel?
I have wonderful memories of various places in Germany, and I have wonderful memories of Essen. I think
you sound very competitive.
I'm just gonna move along.
Oh yeah, no worries. But yeah, speaking of this, Peter, I'm sure you've been around to various different cons. Is there any that highlight?
I love a bunch of cons. So I, in addition to the ones that are in the little agenda that we worked out, I want to also pitch my friend Gabriel Montevega is a West Coast conventioneer, and want to mention his conventions. He's got several conventions happening this year. South Pacificon Game Fest in San Diego on May 6th to 8. Conquest Fresno in July 16 to 17. But most importantly, Pacificon itself on September 2 through 5, where I will be a guest of honor. So so definitely check out that one. And Conquest Sacramento, October 28 to 30. And wait for it, Sacramento. Yes, of course. All right.
Who would have guessed?
Also, I will be at the Gamma Trade Show. Now, this is not a lot of people probably don't know about this show because it's not a consumer show. This is the only trade show really that our tabletop gaming industry has. And I will be down there, well, talking to people about GenCon TV. So I actually have a business reason to go to Gamma for the first time in like a dozen years. So I'm looking forward to that. And that'll be in Reno, Nevada, March 14 to 18. I will also be at GaryCon the week after that, March 24 to 27 in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. This is the town where it all started. The first GenCon back in 1967 or 68. Oh gosh, I got that wrong. I'm in public. That's really embarrassing. Was at Lake Geneva as well. And GaryCon is run by Luke Gygax, who's the son of Gary Gygax, and he has been he's done this show in honor of his father's legacy, and doing a really good job. And it's really the community's really been supportive of Luke and appreciative of him starting this, and it has grown and grown. And I don't know how long they can keep doing it at the Lake Geneva Resort, because it's I'm sure they're bursting at the seams there. That'll be March 24 to 27. I'll be there, and while I'm there, I'll be running an Actoroki Slam event, like we did at GameHunCon last year, where we run the entire Actoroki cycle of an RPG session, recording actors, and then a viewing party in 4 days. It's crazy. We do that by making this super, super short session with only like 3 players. But that'll be happening at GaryCon. And also, I'll be attending Satine Phoenix and Jameson Stone's wedding. They're having their wedding at GaryCon.
Oh,
so
congrats.
So that's actually the real reason I wanted to talk about it. Also want to put a plug in for North Texas RPG. I will not be there this year, but I do want to get back there at some point. That's June 2 through 5 in Dallas, Fort Worth. And then also want to put in a plug for Robocon, which will be July 29th to 31st, and that's in Finland. But it's really well. It's an amazing convention for role-playing games. It has worldwide acclaim. So if you feel like another excuse to go to Europe, go to Robocon.
Yeah, that's on my birthday too, July 29th.
A lot of their campaigns.
In case anybody wants to give me tickets
convention?
to Finland.
You never know.
Oh, right.
Oh, sorry. No. Oh, here, let me go. Hey, Noir. Noir, is there any convention you really want to, since you're already plugging in for Finland, you know?
Well, shucks. I think I have a couple. I'd like to talk about GameHunCon, which is the second gaming convention that gaming convention that I ever been to, GenCon being the first. It happens October 20th to 23rd, 2022, from Madison, Wisconsin, or as T-Pain once said, Wisconsin. You can head over to their official homepage for a badge and get yourself some the event details. GameHunCon is the largest tabletop gaming convention in the upper Midwest. Very specific. Tabletop gamers from around the country gather each year for this carnival of gaming. GameHunCon is all about tabletop gaming and all the fun that goes with it. The convention features role-playing games, board games, fantasy, and historical miniature gaming. GameHunCon is for the fantasy and adventure tabletop gaming enthusiasts, and it features the best guests in the industry, an unbelievable dealer hall, and of course, lots and lots of gaming. If you are a tabletop gaming fan, do not miss GameHunCon. I personally, I highly recommend going. I have to admit, when I went the first time, I was not familiar with anybody in the space. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I volunteered for a company that was there, and so like that's how I was able to get there. And it's kind of funny looking back on some of the people that I bumped into now, knowing who they are. Like, oh my god, I can't believe I met you. So anyway, tons of people to rub shoulders with. It's in Wisconsin. Check it out. The next I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just about to make a joke that you fell into the gaming hole at Game Hole because you said you didn't have. Okay, never mind. That was a lame joke. Never mind.
I get it.
Get it?
It's called Game.
Get it?
So it's like the name of the convention.
What did I do to you? The the next con is one that I have not been to, but I have heard a lot about, and I will endeavor to go to this con one day, which is Big Bad Con. There might not be a better way to describe this convention than to simply tell you what they're about. So Big Bad is a volunteer run by a 501c3 nonprofit, and there is no current date for Big Bad Con in 2022. However, they have introduced story synth micro grants focused on helping marginalized game designers create, publish, and monetize games on the story synth platform. Randy Lubin envisioned and created StorySynth, a free web platform for making, playing, and sharing storytelling games. Big Bad Con, partnering with Grant for the Web and Randy Lubin, will offer up to 100 participants these micro grants. Each micro grant is about a $300 award. In addition to those funds, game developers will receive proceeds generated by their games through micro payments. The synth micro grant window is between January 24th, 2022 and July 23rd, 2022. So apply now. Get the funds to make your games. More games equals more fun for everybody here. From Big Bad Con's high community standards to their talented staff of volunteers, this Bay Area convention is worth your time and support. So please go ahead and follow them on Twitter for more updates. Like I said, Big Bad Con is doing great things all throughout the year, not just during their convention. So go ahead, give them a look, give them a follow. Everything here that they're offering is just fantastic, and I just can't wait to see more of it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to second what you're saying. I think I've had the joy of going to a lot of conventions and meeting a lot of conventioneers, and I don't think that I've met any as committed to reaching out to marginalized communities and having a diverse convention. I mean, they are serious about it. And I don't know if they still do this, but they used to do a campaign where every year they would pick a community like POCs or LGBTQ or
and fly them out.
And say, our whole year, this year, what we are about is trying to get as many of those people here as we can and get as many of their games here and stuff like that. And then the next year picking another community, and just doing it systematically over time. I thought it was really impressive. The last time I went, they had a POC meet and greet where they organized an interesting way for POC designers to meet publishers and companies who were hiring. And if you went there as a publisher, or you had to have a job opening that you were willing to fill, even if it's part-time work for that to go.
Wow.
And really, anyway, these guys are fantastic. They're really doing good work, and I just can't.
Yeah, heck yeah. I don't know how one puts together a convention in the first place, but to put one together and to be so considerate and thinking about the community, that's fantastic. My last con is in Europe. So if anybody wants to send me play tickets, holla at your boy. It's called Festival. Sorry, I just really love saying that. It's April 13th through 17th in Copenhagen in Denmark. This just from the bits that I've been peeping about Festival, they have this really cool it's first off, it's a tabletop as well as a LARP convention. And they have sample size of LARPs in the area. So they'll have one scenario from each LARP that you can try out. Now, of course, mind you, the character sheets and all of the handouts will be translated into English if you're not familiar with the language, but everything else is not translated. So I mean, it's just another aspect to consider, but I think this is very cool. I love the marriage of TTRPG convention alongside with LARP convention, but those are the conventions that I'm excited about.
Yeah,
I want to know about some of the ones you might be excited about after you guys give me your impressions of Festival. Sorry.
Oh, all of us, we're all gonna do the
Oh my.
I feel like this is like a Fast and Furious, like Festival #9. Family is what we care about. Family.
I think it's got to be our table takes retreat next year, right?
I know, right? I support it.
I get so sad talking about all these conventions because I can't go to all of them. I can only go to like GenCon and like a couple others, and it's so hard to choose which ones.
Well, I mean, Javion, if you could choose, which ones would you think about?
Well, I've got a couple. I mean, obviously besides GenCon. So Origins Game Fair is happening this year on June 8th through June 12th in Columbus, Ohio. It's a game fair. It's a festival featuring lots and lots of board games and tabletop gaming, but a whole lot of miniatures gaming, wargaming as well. The theme this year is going to be the art of games. It's going to be a tie-in, the arts festival. So there's going to be an artist alley section of the exhibit hall that's going to be expanded from the normal artist alley. There's going to be the Origins anthology related short stories given to us by the guest authors that they're going to be having as part of their over 260 plus professional juried visual artists that they've invited. There's going to be performing art stages, lots of hands-on activities, and local artists as well. And there's going to be a lot of artwork-related installations scattered throughout the convention center. So plenty of opportunities to buy some new posters for your wall, or maybe a new tapestry for your baby's crib. But there's also going to be plenty of opportunities to play games as well. As usual, it's a hot spot for lots of RPGs and miniatures gaming. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of vendors as usual, and it's in Columbus, Ohio. So yeah, it's the same weekend as the Columbus Arts Festival. So there's some alternative options for entertainment, as well as the huge amount, dozens of food vendors that are going to be showcasing a lot of popular local food trucks and local craft brews. Yeah, Origins Game Fair. Super, super excited for that one. Oh, and we also have the Board Game Geek Spring Convention. Now, a lot of people, I think, have been waiting a long time to hear about the Board Game Geek Convention. And the spring one is especially exciting because the last two have been canceled due to the pandemic. So this is the first time that people who have paid for their registration back in 2020 are going to actually get to use their badge that's getting carried over. So Board Game Geek Con is going to be happening in the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport in Texas from May 27th through the 39th. As usual, so many games. So many games. Oh my gosh, so many board games. I remember at GenCon actually meeting some of the people from Board Game Geek Con who were there specifically to nab really cool stuff for their lender library. It is a big open gaming convention. It's definitely the one I want to go to for literally just playing games nonstop 24/7, because I know like a bunch of you guys I'm sure know what it's like to be working at Gen Con and also trying to like find time to like fit in your gaming and also walking around and getting food and stuff like that. It can be really tough, but like Board Game Geek Con is all about meeting strangers, sitting down at a table with other people who are looking for, you know, a good game to play. And lots of exclusives.
It's going to be really exciting. I am just so excited about all these cons. And you know what? To answer that question, you do have the buddy system. All right. If you're working at a con, you get a partner or a sibling to come with you. You make the list and say, hit these things right away. Or you have a friend that's a vendor. And then they go in during the vendor hour and then like get copies of stuff for you. that's really how you get.
No, you don't do that, do you?
No, I wouldn't. I'm just saying in a hypothetical scenario, not that I do it.
Yeah, that's a crazy idea. It'll never work.
Crazy. No, never.
Security is too tight. Never
Oh,
happened.
gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. No. But
If
yeah,
I had to choose a con buddy, Noir, I hope you would have me. I hope we could buddy up together since we had such a good time at Gen Con last time.
We can make it happen. We can
Yeah.
make it work. This time, I think everybody needs to remember the most important rule of conning, which is to make sure you have comfortable shoes. I went to Gen Con last year.
I think you say deodorant.
Well, God, yes, please.
shower and then have comfy shoes.
Of course. But yeah, comfy shoes. I went last time and the shoes I had were mad disrespectful.
Would you wear heels?
No.
I was wearing boots.
Boots.
Yeah.
That might not have been comfortable.
I suffered from fashion.
Oh man. Yes. So that's all the thing. And also, if you're worried about funding, even just harking back to Gen Con, did you guys know there's there's post office services that are happening in the con? So if you buy too much with your buddy system, you can always just mail your packages, and so you don't have to worry about having all of those things coming back. But yeah, I hope you guys were excited about all the cons that we talked about. We of course are more excited. We're also, not only are there cons, but if you can't go to cons and you still want to get excited for games that are coming up, hey, guess what? We're gonna kick this off right to Peter. Tell us what Kickstarters we can look forward to.
Yes. Hey, but quickly, I want to just add about the conventions. Our apologies for the conventions we didn't get to. There's so many great conventions out there, and I'm like kicking myself. I'm thinking of ones. Oh, I should have mentioned this one and that one and so on. There's a lot of great conventions. Almost every city has a convention and it's a community. This is us. This is gamers. And it's great to get together in person. So yes, okay, Kickstarters. Thank you, Banzai. Yes. So I am pimping Munchkin presents Batman for Kickstarter. So this is Steve Jackson's newest Munchkin thing. He's been coming out with these Munchkins for a very long time. And if you ever played old school D&D, where you go to the dungeon and try and kill, it's all about just killing monsters and collecting loot and sometimes backstabbing other characters. Well, that's kind of where Munchkin comes from. It's sort of a satirical, sort of goofy look at making fun of ourselves from how some of us might have played Dungeons and Dragons back. And I'm sure nobody plays that way now. So there've been a long line of Munchkin expansions that have come out over the years. But this newest one, I think Steve is particularly proud of because I happen to know Steve Jackson is a big Batman fan, and John Kovalik is who illustrates the Munchkin cards. There's something like 250 cards are going to be in this set. And also in this game, you don't play Batman, you play, and this is like perfect for Munchkin type of violence, let's be honest. You play one of the criminals. You play like the Joker or Catwoman or the Riddler, one of these people, and you're doing crimes throughout the city and trying to not get brought to justice by Batman. And so you can do easy crimes like stealing candy from a baby, all the way up to one of the ultimate things is finding the location of the secret Batcave. So anyway, so check it out if the idea of that sort of naughty fun appeals to you.
You would be surprised at how difficult it actually is to steal candy from a baby. Speaking from personal experience.
Noir, I'm concerned that you might have just outed yourself. I think
I'm not gonna say anything else on that. I'm just gonna say, okay. Sometimes I feel like we need to review some of our sayings.
Check our assumptions. Yeah,
I hear you.
Yeah, check our assumptions.
Mad baby arm strength.
You know what else takes a whole lot of arm strength? Rolling dice. I got a Kickstarter that I backed as soon as I found out about it that I want to tell you guys about. It's called Dueling Dice, spelled D-U-A Ling Dice. Dueling Dice is a brand new board game on Kickstarter. It is all about rolling dice. You use polyhedral dice to complete gold cards, and you're trying to complete as many gold cards as you can before your opponents do to win the game. So what you're doing is you take one of your personal collection of dice, and then you choose from pools of dice that everybody has access to, and everybody just simultaneously starts rolling their dice. And you might have some cards that let you manipulate the dice a little bit, but the interactive part comes when you are choosing which dice to take. You always get your personal die, but you can also steal dice from other people, and they can do the same thing to you. So if you get to go first, that means you're going to be picking last. So that means you might get the dice that you want, you might get lucky and roll the die number that you really wanted, but somebody else might snatch it away from you. It kind of feels a lot like Yahtzee in that you are looking for very specific rolls, and the values on the dice aren't as important in terms of like scoring as high as possible or low as possible, but rather getting the right number, getting in the right number range as you can. And it's a great game to play with a big group because all you need is tons of dice, and who doesn't have tons of dice? It's great to back the Kickstarter because they have different levels where you can get extra sets of dice so you can play with even more players. And the Kickstarter ends on Tuesday, March 15th. So you got 11 days to go. So if you're like me and you love dice, pick up this Kickstarter. You won't regret it. And then my other Kickstarter that I really wanted to talk about is called Autismo. It is the Autism Challenge board game. This Kickstarter ends on Thursday, March 24th, and it's a life skills educational game for everyone to understand autism, developing social skills, emotions, feelings, questioning life events, social rules, and moral dilemmas in a colorful, fun way as an Autismo superhero of choice. It is a game where you collect life skills and deposit your life baggage on the brain. The game is easy to play. No two games are the same, and the game can be used to develop foresight and strategic thinking. And you don't have to be on the spectrum to play. It's great for all ages, and it's very innovative and exciting. So it's a life skills wellness strategy game uh, of fun for all the family. It's already completely fully backed, and it's created by a mother and son team, Danielle and Jamie Hampson. So heartwarming, so wholesome. Please check out this Kickstarter. Once again, you got about 19 days to go. So if you need a little bit of time to do a little bit of research on autism before you make the commitment, I highly recommend it.
All right, for our last Kickstarter today, I am bringing to you Zombie Puppies. Yes, it sounds exactly what you think a game that's titled Zombie Puppies will be. It ends Friday, Friday, March 18th. So you got like a week or two to look at it yourself. It's a 2 to 5 player game where you play as puppies trying to cure yourself from a zombie virus or infect other puppies before they can find a cure. Because you got to be the bestest, fluffiest puppers ever to live in this zombie apocalypse. If that premise makes no sense, that's okay. Because at its heart, it's just, a fun game. It's a fun game, kind of on the vein of Sushi Go. You don't, so it's fun artwork, very Funko Pop like kind of colors. That's also why I was drawn to it. Surprise. And there's puppies. That never die because the zombies. But at the same time, it is a game that is easy to learn, and it's language independent. So you don't actually there's no language on the card. You just kind of get what you're supposed to get via looking at the pictures. And they're very easy to understand basic interactions. So if you're looking for something that's lightweight, fun to play between like heavier games, like a palette cleanser, between various like playing Dune Imperium or something like that, where you're still a little salty about somebody betraying you or something like that, even though you made a deal, or kind of thing. Not that I would know, but yeah, go ahead and get it. Zombie Puppies. And with that last Kickstarter, guess what, folks? That was TableTakes for us. But hey, you know what? There is more onto GenCon TV than just TableTakes. Let me go ahead and tell you the schedule that we're having this week. Keep in mind, all of these are Pacific Standard Time because we're rocking the West Coast. Sorry, Noir. Rocking the West Coast, except for Noir.
Midwest?
Midwest, close enough. There's West in the name. But let's go ahead. Starting off with 4 p.m. on Mondays, we got Board Games with the Brothers Murph. Join brothers Nick and Mike as they serve guests and prepare rooms for their best hotelier in Viennese modern age and the Grand Austria Hotel. And of course, when you have family playing together, what could go wrong? Also, Tuesdays, remember, we got a brand new show coming on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Catheee Paints. It's all about Cathee's Paints. That's get stuck in your head. Take that. Thank you. You're welcome. And of course, we have 2 p.m. TableTakes with us, of course, Peter, Milan, Javion, yes, and Marcus in the background. Gotta love that horn. Followed right after 5 p.m. Speaking of which, don't leave because at 5 p.m. on our channel, just in like a couple more hour and a half, you join Sarah's Table. Da, da, na, 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 na. We're gonna join Sarah Table and friends.
I can't.
They're gonna be I'm a lover, not a fighter. Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this.
But yeah, a number one page turner RPG by Grant Howe and Chris Taylor. And next week, I believe they're also playing. So today they're going not lover. So correction. Today is I'm not a lover, or I'm a lover, not a fighter. And then next week they're going to be playing The Beast. So if you guys any of those beast mode, if you're into that, go ahead and get ready to set up and say, "Hey, Sarah," and stuff. But thank you all for joining us. Hey, and if you haven't, we also have a lot of if you miss our Twitch VODs, we also have it up on YouTube. You know, it really helps if you like and comment on there. And you can also, just follow for more updates about more cons coming up here on GenCon. I want to thank you, Noir, Javion, and Peter, and of course our background people, Marcus, and you, the audience, for being here. Marcus. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Stay dry, stay happy, eat yourself a donut because you know why? You deserve that donut. You really do. I think you do. You should have that donut. And I hope you guys have a good one. Bye, friends. I'll see you next week.
Bye.